I know that one time we talked and you said that there was a time you were making zikr of that ayat as well, and I was thinking about it, and that ayat in our English language that I'm thinking is showing quality of empathy of Holy Prophet ﷺ. And if a person, when the way that they grew up, they did not grow up having a proper sense of empathy, how is it going to be the training for that? And if they're being trained in that, how can they themselves participate in that training so that they learn it better?
Not be stubborn. Don't be stubborn. Which means what? Empty your cup. It doesn't fit what they're putting in. Empty it. Don't trust what is in your cup. Don't trust yourself. Don't trust your knowledge. You're getting new knowledge. Don't trust it. Don't be stubborn. Then find out where you are being stubborn. Why you're being stubborn. Don't just say, okay, I'm stubborn, I shouldn't be stubborn. There's a reason why we're stubborn. Maybe we're stubborn because we think we're better than other people. Maybe we're stubborn because we think that we are superior. Maybe we're stubborn because we have been forced to believe that. You must find out what is the roots of your stubbornness is. If you don't find out, and you don't listen, and you don't pull it out, and you don't throw it out, then your cup is full all the time. It is going to be full all the time, because this is not the place where all these questions that we're asking, it's only being asked in Sohbat also. It's asked and it's challenged. You are challenged with this in your own daily lives, no? All the time. So now you can sit here and understand everything from the Sohbat intellectually. But when it comes to doing the same thing, you just so stubborn. You say, I don't understand. I don't want to understand. We will send 1,000 people to speak to you. Physically and in other ways too. But you're still stubborn. Then there is a problem now. Because you say this one, speak, speak, understand, understand. Another person comes and same thing. I don't understand what it is. Do you understand? You understand? Then where is this stubbornness coming from? You don't want to let go. Why you don't want to let go? Because you think you're right. Because you say, well, I can accede that this person is also right, but I'm right. How do we say to ourselves, no, we are wrong? Especially if you are so sure of yourself, and if your habit always is, I'm always right, I'm always right, I'm always right. Everything I do is right. Well, mostly I'm doing right, but I'm always right. What about if you look at yourself and say, I'm always wrong? When do you say I'm always wrong? Kind of like for show. Oh, Ya Rabbi, I'm the worst one, astaghfirullah. But when someone says to you, you are wrong, something happens. When you look at something and it's challenging your sense of right and wrong, in this context, Dargah context, you're still holding on to what your sense of right and wrong is. Then you don't want to let go. You don't want to empathize. Empathize is what? Feeling what the other person is feeling. It's not about right and wrong. Then that is a problem. You cannot empathize if you judge. Impossible. It's impossible. It means you must feel what that person is feeling. You must feel, and that person is doing it, there is a reason why he's doing it. You must believe in that for you to empathize. Then that time, in that quality, in that training of understanding, then your rahmat is going to open up a little bit more. It doesn't mean that you don't know what is right and wrong. You do know what is right and wrong, but you also understand. The action, you can remove it from the person, and the action also is not something that is going to bother you so much. You understand? You're going to say this person does something wrong. It's okay. I do something wrong too. This person is like that. You're not going to obsess. Why? Why does this person do? Why? I don't understand. Why? It's not going to bother you. Why? Because you're more concerned about your wrongs. And that wrong that is you're seeing over there, maybe it's not wrong. Maybe it's a test. Even if it is wrong, you will learn. You have that skill now with empathy to turn your head Because now you sniff your own dirtiness. You're busy with that. You'll never say, yeah, I know I'm dirty, but this one is wrong also. And you're not going to obsess. Maybe you know, but you turn your head because you're more busy with other things. This is the thing. What are you busy with? Do you understand? Why must it bother you so much? Let's say it is wrong. Why must it bother you so much? Because you're proud. Because you're stuck there. Because you always think, I must be busy with the wrongs of other people. Deny it any way you want. The action is showing you're busy with that. That is still stuck in your throat. That is still stuck somewhere. You are still stuck with it. Move on. Why must it be bothering you? That means you are not bothered by your own sins. You are not bothered by your own dirtiness. If you're bothered by your own dirtiness, you're not going to smell it. And when you smell at other people's dirtiness, you're going to say, but who am I to say? Who am I to say? Where am I in the scheme of things that I can even look and to judge? Allah is watching, Shaban is watching. It's their business. It's not my business. You are not going to obsess about it. It is obsession. You're not going to be bothered by it. You're not going to give so much of your feelings about it. You're just going to say, this is like this, and you turn your head. Do you understand? Otherwise, definitely, Shaitan will put one hook here, one hook here, one hook here. Then when you become really stubborn, not 1,000 proofs that come down to you, you're going to buy it. Nothing. So, empathy means you put yourself back. So many of you, especially American bonds, you don't have that. You always put yourself front. I'm watching you with 2 people, I'm watching you with 3 people, I'm watching with a group, I'm watching with you always want to move front. Whether it is formal or informal. You always to be the one who is shining. Rarely I'm seeing you giving the shine to other people, helping them, pushing them, putting yourself back. It's very wrong. Of course, it's the culture here. Yes? So you have to show yourself. But it can turn to something very bad. Because in Islam it says, no, you're last. Other people are first. So I'm seeing, and I'm telling you to your faces for years. Years I'm saying, look, don't do this. And I'm watching with the kids. I'm watching with you. I'm watching with the adults for years. Some of you have been here for 15, 20 years. I'm watching you. I said, look, there's resentment there because you're always trying to look for attention. You always want to have attention. You want all the attention to come to you. You're always finishing other people's sentences. You're always finishing their punchlines. You always want to be the last one to have the last word to say something. Do you understand? There's a habit. And I've said, and it's difficult. You don't want to do it. You cannot say, I don't have any exercises in front of me. No, you cannot say that. Every day you have that. Every time you have that. Always want to be the loudest, the funniest. Yes, it comes from that. Yes, I know there's a reason for that. I know. I know where that's coming from also. But I'm saying now, you don't have to fight for that. You have this already. You don't have to continue with this. Because one day that is going to turn to a poison. Because this competitiveness, it will turn into a poison and it will poison you. And without knowing it, you're competing. Competing means what? You have to be the best. Or you have to be better. You want to be better. Which means what? If you see someone who's better than you, say, well, it cannot be, I can't accept. There must be something wrong with that person, let me find. For me to say I'm better. Now we're doing underneath, deeper and deeper. You can deny it any way you want. In time, you'll be the only one who's denying it because everyone else is seeing it. Yes or no? If you saying something else, let me know. Tell me. So, wanting to be always, what Shaban says about him, center of attention. If you want to be center of attention all the time, meaning you're so taking care of yourself to make yourself feel good, that you're the center, you're doing something, where is the compassion? Out of the window. It's not even existing. It's not necessary. And if it's necessary, it's just theoretical. Just as, oh yeah, I have to be compassionate. But inside, under your skin, in your heart, none. You don't practice it. You don't see the need for it. Always being competitive, number one, and winning all the time, it seems to work for you. It has worked so far. But this is wrong. This is wrong. At that time, Ramazan is not going to teach you anything. Your zakat is not going to teach you anything. Your zikr and it's not going to teach you anything because of that arrogance that you have. It's still very deep inside. And you know all the words, you know all the sohbats, you know all the hadiths, you know all the arguments, but you don't know yourself. You must have a mirror to yourself. It's not enough for you to say, well, I'm not self-aware. No. It's cute maybe when you're 13 years old, but not when you're 30. Not when you are years and years. You say, I'm not aware of myself. What is this way supposed to be? What is this way about? If it's not about you being aware of your own self. So if you're still not aware, that means you don't want to be aware. It's not serious enough for you. It's not. Then you still think, okay, I can get ahead if I do this, if I read more, if I make more zikr, if I do more hizmat like this. That's how I can get ahead. But meanwhile, all the diseases inside of you is getting bigger and bigger and bigger. Shaban said, yeah, and this is going to upset so many people. I don't care if you get upset or not. Sit down. Is your baby? Every single time. Only when you are here. How are we going to understand this, that when interruptions come, where they're coming from? Are we the source of interruption? How are we going to understand this? If you don't take it seriously, you say, no, that's something else and this is something else. There's no connection. Well, why are we here? If you think there is no connection, don't be here. Easy way or hard way, we have to know. Someone who is very used to just understanding through this, then this is not going to work. It has to understand through here. Someone understands through here too much, it's not going to work. You have to understand through here. Sometimes it's not through here, it's through here. They say it is through what? It's through this. One smack is better than 100 words of advice. But the whole point again is for you to understand. When they just turn their faces, do as you want, do as you like, that time they're not even going to touch you. And that time, believe me, they've given up on you. I say, do whatever you want. They don't care. For them to reach to that point also, don't think it's easy. Oh, you're talking about empathy? Put yourself last. Feel that one's pain. Feel that one's fear. Feel that. How are you going to feel that one? When you are together with a couple of people, Your instinct is always to be number one. How are you going to feel? You ever feel? You ever let someone to just listen, even someone's talking rubbish, nonsense, not so funny, you laugh, and you just to make that person to feel nice. This kind of thing is unheard of here anyway. You don't do it. You're so impatient with each other, especially in this country. So now we're coming to what? Something even more basic. We're talking about kindness. Kindness. Because America is such a macho society, very aggressive. No time for kindness. It's wrong. So, don't get stuck. Anyway, I could go on and on about this. I think you get the main idea. And putting yourself last, it doesn't mean that, oh, no, I didn't say anything. I'm not doing, no, it's not about that. Like I said, it's about making other people feel better. Start with that. And don't be too busy with other people's wrong things. Then Allah will make you to commit those things before you die. Yes? Because that action is saying, I'll never do that. Do you understand what that is? Do you understand this and that? You don't. Leave it. It's not for you. Wa min Allahu tawfiq. Al-Fatiha.